This is a story of an insane amount of guts and even more insane amount of stupidity. But before we get into it, make sure that you are subscribed, because if you aren't, we might just die together one day when a snake swallows a man whole. But today's video starts with this huge crocodile basking on the riverbank. And just like any other crocodile, he was looking for an unsuspecting prey to devour. Now, crocodiles usually don't eat snakes because they are either too bony or too slimy. But this crocodile wasn't in the mood for any of that. He wanted meat, and he wanted it now. Meanwhile, in the bushes nearby, a family of warthogs were Rum family, Papa, Mama, and their little baby. They didn't know it yet, but they were being stalked by a hungry crocodile. This Papa warthog was a brave and noble animal who would do anything to protect his family. So naturally, he volunteered to be the lookout while Mama warthog and her piglets forage for food. "Be careful," Mama warthog told him, "because there are predators out there who would be happy to make a meal out of us." Papa warthog nodded. "Don't worry," he told her. "I'll protect you." Now, at first, things went well. Papa warthog spotted a lone leopard slinking through the tall grass and scared it away with a loud snort. Then he saw a hyena skulking in the bushes and chased it off with a vicious charge. But Papa warthog's luck soon ran out. That's when he saw the crocodile lurking by the riverbank. The crocodile had been eyeing the warthogs for some time now, and he was just waiting for his chance to strike. And now that chance had finally come. So he charged at the defenseless pigs, his powerful jaws wide open. Papa warthog knew that there was no time to lose. He let out a desperate squeal and charged at the crocodile, trying to distract it long enough for his wife and piglets to escape. The crocodile was taken aback by the warthog's bravery and momentarily forgot about his own prey. In those few seconds, Mama warthog and her piglets made their escape. Now it was just the warthog and the crocodile. The two animals fought fiercely. The crocodile was strong and relentless, but the warthog was agile and determined. He dodged the crocodile's snapping jaws and managed to land some blows of his own. As the fight raged on, the crocodile became more and more frustrated. He couldn't believe that this tiny warthog was able to hold him off. And then something inside him snapped. The crocodile let out a deafening roar and charged at the warthog once again. This time, however, the crocodile wasn't holding back. He bit down on the warthog's leg with all his might. The warthog screamed in pain as the crocodile dragged him into the water. But even in that moment of agony, he never gave up. He continued to struggle and fight back against his reptilian attacker. Meanwhile, the crocodile was starting to regret his decision. The warthog's leg tasted awful. It was bony and chewy, and the croc couldn't believe why he had ever decided to try and eat one of these animals. But it was too late to turn back now. The crocodile had already bitten off more than he could chew, and he had to finish what he had started. But here's where the story takes a very unexpected turn. While the crocodile was struggling to swallow the warthog's leg, something strange happened. A huge python that was hiding nearby came out of the bushes and in one swift move, wrapped itself around the crocodile's body. The python squeezed tightly, trying to constrict the crocodile and force it to release its grip on the warthog's leg. The crocodile was taken aback by the sudden attack and instinctively let go of his prey. He turned his head and opened his mouth wide, ready to bite back at his attacker. But the python was too quick for him. It slithered forward and wrapped itself around the crocodile's head, effectively immobilizing him. The python was massive. It was several feet long and as thick as a tree trunk. Its scales were a deep emerald green and its eyes were cold and reptilian. The crocodile struggled against the python's constricting coils, but it was no use. The python was too strong for him. It slowly began to squeeze tighter and tighter, and the crocodile's struggles grew weaker and weaker until they stopped altogether. The python held the crocodile's lifeless body in its coils for a few moments, then it slithered away into the bushes. As the jungle animals watched in suspense, the python emerged from the bushes with a small bulge in its belly. It had swallowed the crocodile whole. The jungle was silent. No one moved or made a sound. Everyone was watching the python as it slowly slithered away. The sight of the python swallowing the crocodile whole was just too much for them to bear. Now, all the animals in the jungle knew that the python was a fearsome predator, but they had never seen it hunt before. They had only heard rumors of the python's power and its ability to swallow large prey whole, but now they had seen it for themselves. The python was too full to hunt again anytime soon, so it settled down in a shady spot to digest its meal. It closed its eyes and relaxed, feeling the warmth of the sun on its scales. The other animals in the jungle watched the python for a few moments longer. Then they slowly began to move. They had seen enough. They all scattered into the bushes, each one of them thinking about the python and its incredible feat. The news of the python swallowing the crocodile spread quickly through the jungle. All the animals were talking about it. Some were amazed, others were scared, but everyone was in awe of the python's power. And that is how the most feared predator in the jungle became even more feared. And yes, we did get a little carried away with the writing, but this is how you keep your audience hooked until the end. If you want to become a better writer yourself, Stop wasting time and start learning, because there is no time to waste. And yeah, the python's dinner was a bit of an anticlimax after the intense buildup, but sometimes life just works that way. Just like how this video started with such an intriguing hook, when a python tried to swallow a crocodile, but ended up being about a different animal entirely. But you know what? Sometimes life gives you lemons, and you gotta make lemonade, my friend. Even though the python took center stage in the end, let's not forget our boy, the warthog. That's a true hero right there, no bones about it. And hey, you made it to this point in the video, so you definitely deserve some lemonade on us. Consider this your official invitation to grab a glass and join us for a refreshing break. Alright, enough with the free drinks. Let's get down to brass tacks. You clicked on this video because you wanted to see a crocodile get taken down, but you got served some serious pig and snake action instead. Talk about a plot twist. Well, you can't have it both ways. Life's like a box of chocolates, but you gotta pick one flavor at a time. Either you're rooting for the pig or the snake, but you can't be on both sides of the fence. And let's be real, we wouldn't have this video if the pig hadn't put up a good fight. That Papa Warthog was a true GI, charging into danger to protect his family. He gave the crocodile a run for its money, which bought his wife and piglets enough time to escape. Talk about a noble sacrifice. But let's not forget the star of the show, the python. That's a cold-blooded killer if we've ever seen one. It just slithered in and took out the crocodile without breaking a sweat. No teeth, no claws, just pure power. You gotta admire the python's restraint too. After taking down the crocodile, it could have easily finished off the warthog, but it didn't. It let him go and slithered away, keeping its cool. That's the mark of a true professional. And let's be honest, the ending was pretty damn epic. The python swallowing the crocodile whole. Now that's a sight we don't see every day. It's like watching a boss fight in a video game. You've got the underdog, the warthog, taking on the seemingly invincible crocodile. But just when it looks like the crocodile will win, the python swoops in and turns the tables. It's the ultimate display of power and precision. We know it's a wild story, but stick with us till the end and we promise it'll be worth it. There's a reason why stories like this keep you engaged, and it all comes down to the characters and their actions. First off, you've got the brave Papa Warthog who charges into danger to save his family. Who doesn't love a good hero? Then there's the sneaky python who strikes when you least expect it. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, wondering what's gonna happen next. But it's the interactions between these characters that really keep you hooked. The warthog's struggle against the crocodile is a classic battle of good versus evil. And when the python enters the scene, it adds a whole new level of excitement. It's like watching a movie, but instead of sitting in a theater, you're living it in your mind. You feel the tension as the warthog fights for his life, the surprise as the python appears, and the satisfaction as justice is served. We know it's all make-believe, but for a few minutes you can escape into a world where anything can happen, and the good guys always win. And let's face it, we could all use a little more of that in our lives. So sit back, relax, and let your imagination run wild. Who knows? You might just learn a thing or two about yourself along the way. And hey, if you're still thirsty for more adventures, just hit the like button and we'll serve up another helping of epic tales. You never know what kind of wild characters you'll meet next.